From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight on the news, a rally at the state capitol tonight is looking to show support for Nebraska law enforcement.
Plus, your taxes are due tomorrow. We'll have information and reminders if you need to be filing last minute.
But first, a bill affecting health care costs is moving forward despite the legislature's slow pace. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Monday. In the aftermath of some highly controversial bills moving forward last week, today the legislature is trying to move forward.
However, filibusters are still slowing down even the least contentious bills. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleider has more details in our top story tonight. Matthew?
With limited time left in the session, it looks as though some of Nebraska senators will be attempting to get their bills passed by combining them together with other proposals. One of those bills passed today, LB 227, and contains 16 other proposals from the Health and Human Services Committee that were added to the bill to get them all passed at once. One of those proposals in the bill would help patients get the prescription medicines they need by cutting down on some of the red tape around them. However, the main purpose of LB 227 is to reimburse hospitals for patients who haven't been able to move to nursing homes because of a slowdown in patient discharges.
The bill is on the hospitals for a lot of these difficult to place patients, increasing the cost of health care in one form or another. And I always made the agreement when I become chair of HHS is to cut down some of those rules, some of those regulations, make health care a little more affordable the right way instead of government trying to kind of take care of a lot of it.
Despite not being considered controversial, votes have been delayed by filibusters, using up the maximum debate time on every bill. Senator Hansen said that's why the Health and Human Services Committee combined the 16 bills into one. Senator Michaela Cavanaugh, who's been the main force behind filibuster efforts this year, declined an interview today, but last week during debate, she said as long as LB 574 exists, which is the Let Them Grow Act, she would not be working with anyone. I'll have more on this story at 6.
Sounds good, Matthew. Thank you for our top story tonight. And also at the Capitol right now, a rally is starting, led by a retired head of the Nebraska State Patrol.
He's there with a group of people to support law enforcement. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson joins us live from the rally to tell us more. Mackenzie?
Yeah, that's right, Rod and Megan. I'm here at the state capitol right now where quite a large group of ralliers have joined to support local law enforcement. Now, retired Colonel Tom Nesbitt was the one who called for this rally, saying years of disrespect and blame has been forced onto police officers, with body camera footage being much more common now. It opens the door to show the public the good things that law enforcement does, but it also makes it that much easier for the clips of the bad things to be put in the national spotlight. And so Nesbitt has called on the community to gather together and show police officers, sheriff's deputies, and state troopers that they are proud of the work they do to support and to protect the people of Nebraska. And we also have Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers, who's expected to speak at this event. So we're going to be showing you more from the rally, and we're also going to hear from Nesbitt tonight at 6 and 10 o'clock. Reporting at the state capitol, I'm Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
Causing both of the victims' eyes to rupture.
Grand Island police say it happened on Saturday around 1 a.m. Witnesses reported this man, 46-year-old Panome Keel-Lavone, and a 16-year-old boy had gotten into a fight, and Keel-Lavone threatened to kill the teen with a screwdriver. Police say the teen barricaded himself in a basement, but Keel-Lavone was able to get to him and put him in a headlock. The boy told police he passed out during the attack that left him with injuries to his face, body, and neck. Now the latest on a shooting investigation in North Lincoln. 3 people were sent to the hospital. All of them are expected to be okay.
This all happened early Saturday morning near 14th and Adams, which is north of Cornhusker Highway. Police say several shell casings were found in an apartment complex parking lot after 3 victims showed up at a hospital here in Lincoln with gunshot wounds. Police are now searching for witnesses, and they're asking that anybody who has information to please come forward and let them know.
In Kansas City, community members are gathering in a show of support for Ralph Yarl and his family. Last Thursday, the 16-year-old was picking up his siblings but went to the wrong address, and the homeowner opened fire.
Luckily, Yarl is recovering right now in the hospital. Those gathered are also calling for charges to be pressed against the homeowner.
Justice! When do we want it? Now!
Now, the homeowner, who has not been identified, was taken into police custody and placed on a 24-hour hold and eventually released pending further investigation. Kansas City police say they need a formal statement from the victim and to gather more evidence before they can move forward. That explanation still not sitting well with the community.
It gave me a sickening feeling. I just kept looking back at the house.
As a mother of 3 children, this enrages me.
I realize that justice doesn't come overnight. But the fact that there's a kid in the hospital and everything I read says not even a charge has been done, that concerns me.
Civil rights attorneys Lee Merritt and Benjamin Crump are representing Ralph Yarl and his family, and a press conference with the family is expected tomorrow. In Alabama, 4 are dead and more than 24 injured following a mass shooting at a Sweet 16 birthday party.
While the community grieves their losses, police are still searching for answers, including who started the shooting and why. A witness says there was no fighting before the gunfire started. One victim, speaking from her hospital bed, says she had to carry herself outside the party venue after being shot. One of the people who was killed was the older brother of the birthday girl. He was a senior, slated to play football for Jacksonville State.
He was just a leader, and as far as his ability, just an electrifying player, but just a special kid, always smiling, just everything you'd want out of a teammate or a player.
I grabbed onto somebody, I don't know who, and I was yelling for help, and nobody would help me, so I had to gain my strength and walk outside after being shot.
Also killed, high school senior Kiki Smith, 19-year-old Marcia Collins, and 23-year-old Corbin Holston. Now back here to Nebraska, we now know the name of the man who was killed after hitting a cow and crashing into a tree last week.
The Saunders County Sheriff says 48-year-old Terrell Johnson of Lincoln was pronounced dead at the scene early Friday morning. It happened just north of Valparaiso on Highway 79. The investigation is continuing, and if you have any information, you're urged to contact the Saunders County Sheriff's Office. Also in Saunders County, a deputy sheriff and his wife are recovering from serious injuries.
It happened after a head-on crash on Easter Sunday caused by a driver police believe was impaired. Deputy Tom Janisek and his wife Angela were airlifted to UNMC and Bergen Hospital with critical injuries requiring several surgeries. Both have been staples in their community for years. To help with monthly bills and expenses, the family has set up a GoFundMe page. The Saunders County Sheriff's Office is asking for donations and prayers.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins now for your first forecast. And after nearly being blown away yesterday, it was nice to see the calm winds today, Rusty.
It really was. Boy, what a difference less wind makes. Today, temperatures were very mild, middle and upper 60s and a lot of 70s out there too. But boy, that wind, with that gone, just made for nearly a top 10 day. Here's what it looks like outside right now in Beatrice. Shones Roofing showing plenty of sunshine and just a nice, quiet spring afternoon. 68 degrees, the current temperature in Lincoln, 64 in Nebraska City. 68 in Beatrice, also in Lincoln, 68 degrees, 72 in Grand Island, and trying to get to 80 in some spots. 79 in Ogallala, 78 in North Platte, and McCook, 76 in Holdridge. This is a lot warmer than we were yesterday by anywhere from 5, 10, 20 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. But here's the, you might want to frame this one, a south to southeast wind at 5 to 10, maybe 15 miles per hour across much of the state. 18 miles per hour in Valentine's, the highest on the map. So that doesn't happen very often. A few clouds in the northern half of the state, otherwise plenty of sunshine. Temperature-wise, hour by hour, we'll fall into the lower 40s, which is about where we're supposed to be this time of year, and eventually get into the middle and upper 70s by tomorrow afternoon. Now, there is a chance for some precipitation in the form of some strong, maybe severe storms as we head into the evening hours tomorrow. Notice the precipitation chances start to kick up as we head towards midnight tomorrow night. So we'll talk more about that severe weather threat coming up in Maine Weather.
Thank you, Rusty. Well, taxes are on the front of many people's minds tonight as the deadline to file quickly approaches tomorrow night at midnight.
And the IRS estimates nearly 8,000 Nebraskans may have refunds owed to them from unclaimed 2019 refunds. Nationwide, the agency says almost $1.5 billion in refunds has gone unclaimed from people who did not file taxes in 2019. It says the average refund is about $900 for that year. The agency says all 2019 tax returns have until July 17th to file before the money becomes the property of the U.S. Treasury. A couple dozen people were on the steps of the legislature calling on senators to stop policies that make poverty worse.
People supporting the Poor People's Campaign, which is a movement started by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., gathered to speak about poverty and how hard it is to survive. One of them, Sierra Edmiston.
There were many times when I skipped meals with my husband, or he would eat one day and I would eat the next. Once we had SNAP in the 3rd trimester, when they finally counted the baby as a person, we were able to eat once a day.
Yeah, Sierra was one of many speakers to tell their stories about how poverty has impacted them. One of the issues, being careful to not make too much money that would just put you over the income or SNAP limit. She said SNAP has been a key resource, but has had to be careful at jobs so she didn't lose it.
Once it got to the point where I couldn't reduce my hours anymore and couldn't turn down any more raises, I had to move to a different restaurant location in Grand Island so I could take a bigger pay cut back to minimum wage. Doing the same job, which added a 30-minute commute each way. This ensured we kept our benefits. However, these days we're struggling again because I got a 50-cent raise, which I should be celebrating.
But she couldn't celebrate because that raise cost her. She lost $200 a month worth of SNAP benefits while only making $80 more a month. She is supporting LB 84, which would protect SNAP benefits and keep the income limit the same as it is now versus letting it drop. The $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox News has been delayed until tomorrow.
Blaze details after the break.
Don't buy a pre-owned Honda
The $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox News brought by Dominion Voting was supposed to begin today, but was delayed with no given reason.
Instead, the judge in the trial simply said it will begin tomorrow as the court finishes jury selection. This case hinges on Dominion's legal team convincing the jury that Fox News correspondents knowingly pushed false conspiracy theories surrounding the 2020 election.
Now, Fox defends its coverage, claiming the suit is a political crusade. But the judge has already said Fox cannot argue it was merely repeating allegations pushed by former President Trump.
Dominion established the falsity of these news stories. And so this jury is going to be instructed. They don't have to decide whether a lie was told. This jury is just going to be told, or it's going to be asked to resolve whether or not Fox News or its parent publish these stories with actual malice.
After jury selection is completed, opening arguments will begin, and all eyes are now on Delaware, where many are wondering whether big names at Fox will testify.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
I think a lot of us spent today looking for various things that may have blown away over the weekend, trash cans, gutters, things like that. I know that's what I did all morning. It was so nice to have that wind diminish. It was finally a really nice day. Lots of sunshine, very little wind, and very mild temperatures. Top-notch day. 84th and O Street, Southeast Community College. I'm sure those workers on that building right there were thankful to have a lot of the wind gone as well, but it's comfortable out there. Temperatures in the middle and upper 60s to the middle 70s, 68 in Lincoln and Beatrice, 67 in Wahoo, and warmer the further south and west you go. 76 in Kearney right now, 74 Hastings, 73 in Hebron. A solid 5 to almost 20 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. 16 degrees warmer in Kearney, 11 degrees warmer in Aurora and Grand Island, just a mere 7 degrees warmer in Lincoln. But look at this, when you have a wind that is sustained at 6 miles per hour, it was calm earlier, but 6 miles per hour, that'll do. 12's not too bad in York, 10 in Aurora, 12 in Grand Island and Hastings. Out of the south and southeast too. Satellite is pretty quiet, just a couple of clouds here and there to our north. You got to go all the way to the north and into the Panhandle before you see more clouds. It may be a sprinkle or two on the very northwestern fringe, but very quiet out there right now. So Stormcast is going to give us a chance for some strong to severe storms as we head through tomorrow night. Now this is tomorrow afternoon around noon, not much going on, but we'll zoom in here and we can see that there's isolated thunderstorms starting to pop up around 7 p.m. Tuesday. This is going to move to the north and east and bring with it a chance for some strong to severe storms. Could have some hail, some damaging winds. That moves off. Phase 1 does, and then it tries to reinvent itself by about 1 in the morning before it eventually all moves off to the east. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. It looks like the initial storm would be due to a frontal boundary, and then the low-level jet kicks in, which this time of year means strong to severe storms. Then everything moves out. So because of that, Tuesday evening has a marginal risk for just about everybody across Nebraska for storms that may try to get going. Now, fast forward to Wednesday. This is Wednesday afternoon, another chance for some strong storms, but this one's a little different. This one's along a frontal boundary that wherever this line of storms ends up, it could be anywhere from here to over here. We're still trying to figure it out, and really what happens tomorrow night will play a part in this. So we kind of have to wait until tomorrow's done, but early models have this line of storms right here, and then it just kind of sits there. Heavy rain, and then it all exits to the south and east. So I wouldn't mind getting some of that precipitation, but I would like to dodge the severe weather. So we'll see what happens with that, but because of it, already a slight risk from about Columbus, Hastings, south and east for the potential. So it's something we'll keep a very close eye on. Tonight though, temperatures dropping to around 40. This is normal. This is exactly where we're supposed to be this time of year. Southeast wind barely there, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So calm, quiet, and clear for your evening forecast. Then tomorrow, warmer, middle and upper 70s with the lower 80s possible in some spots like Hebron, Beatrice, and Fairbury, 81, 82 degrees, 78 degrees in Lincoln, increasing those clouds, and then that evening storm chance, especially in the southeastern portion of the state. Another chance for those storms on Wednesday, small chance for a thunderstorm on Thursday, maybe even a sprinkle or two on Friday, but much cooler. After 70s and 80s the next couple of days, we cool off for a while. That spring game on Saturday Saturday might have a bit of a chill to it, 52 degrees, but partly cloudy skies, and that remains as we head through next week. Temperatures eventually warming back up into the lower 70s next week. But you know, I'll just go back to the fact that there was no wind today. What a difference a day makes.
Yeah, you were talking about searching for items. The cover to my barbecue, just
Oh.
gone. I haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't found it yet.
Not in the neighbor's backyard or anything?
Nope. I have no idea where it
If
went.
anybody sees Megan's
It's
grill
black.
cover.
It's about this big. No. All right, thank you, Rusty. Positive day on Wall Street. The Dow gaining just over 100 points. NASDAQ is up 34. S&P adding 14. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
This week, abortion.
And finally tonight, while international travel is filling up for the summer, visiting U.S. national parks is getting even easier, and that's thanks to a partnership between Google and the national parks.
That's right. Within the updated Google Maps, navigating your way through the national parks will now come with directions for walking or biking and a feature for discovering highlights within the park. The updated app will also let you download a park map to use even without access to the internet. You know, this feature, I think, could have really helped Rusty when he was a child. You got lost around a lake, right, Rusty?
You got to share the story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was in the Black Hills of South Dakota is where we were at, staying at a lake, and my brother and I and a few friends decided to walk around the lake. There was this path that you could take. Well, it went halfway around the lake, and then the path doubled back, but we didn't know that. We thought it went all the way around the lake. Ended up getting lost. We're knocking on doors. People are not home. We got rained on, which could have helped me fall in love with weather, but probably not that point. But it was those maps would have been super helpful.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Were your folks worried?
Oh yeah, a park ranger eventually found us and said, "Hey, are you the Dawkins boys?" And we're like, "Yeah," and we're just drenched. I mean, it's just pouring on us.
Please
like,
take us home.
Did you meet up with a pack of wolves that showed you the right way to go back, or anything like that?
No.
Raised him for a few months and then took him back.
It was, we eventually found like a paved road, and we were walking along, and this ranger came along and said, "Hop in, your parents are worried sick," so he took us back, and here I am 20 years later talking about it.
You're lucky.
Yeah, but that Google Maps thing, that especially without the internet, that would have been very useful a solid 30 years ago. So.
Look, today would be a great day to walk around a lake.
Absolutely. No rain in sight for tonight, that's for sure. Here's what it looks like outside. Look at all of the blue sky, just a little bit of a wind out there, which is typical. You can't get away from the wind completely across Nebraska, but it's calm in Lincoln and 68 degrees, and east wind at 6 miles per hour in Hebron, 74. Aurora, you're at 70 degrees with a light south-southeast wind. 76 in Kearney, 74 in Broken Bow, and 72 in Grand Island. So just nice out there. Just a few clouds to the north and northwest. Otherwise, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Your Lincoln forecast looks like this. Scattered storms possible on Tuesday. We are going to see 60 degree. Well, this isn't right. Is that right? Yeah. No. That's not right. We're going to go back to this. There we go. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies out there, and we're looking at temperatures that are very comfortable, and they will continue at least for the next couple of days. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast one more time, because that's showing a bit of a dip as we head towards the weekend. Here's what the 7-day forecast looks like. 78 Tuesday, 80 on Wednesday, and then 60s and eventually 50s by Friday and Saturday. Looking forward to that spring game, even though it's going to be the coldest out of the bunch, 52 degrees, but it looks like the precipitation should be done. And notice the overnight lows around the freezing mark. Don't plan anything yet.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us.
Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.